According to the Organic Trade Association's 2010 Organic Industry Survey, U.S. sales of organic food and beverages have grown from $1 billion in 1990 to $24.8 billion in 2009. So why have the sales increased this much? To answer this, I will quote Dr. Vivian Howard, toxicopathologist at the University of Liverpool, who states that people are applying the precautionary principle to their own lives by purchasing food that has not been produced by industrial methods. From the simple stance of hazard avoidance, organically produced food is the best option that we have. Today I want to highlight the benefits that eating organically farmed foods has on your overall health. I work at a grocery store, and during my training I was educated on how the fewer artificial colors, flavors, and preservatives the food has, the healthier it is for you. We also have many organic variations of products. However, in my training I wasn't educated on why organic food is better for you. So I always wondered about the difference between conventionally farmed food and organically farmed food, and whether or not eating organic really has its benefits since it is so much more expensive. I'm sure everyone in this room enjoys eating food and would like to live a long and healthy life, so I plan on showing you how you can live a long life and also enjoy foods that can be beneficial to you. I'll first compare and contrast non-organic farming to organic farming, then I will discuss the dangers you avoid by consuming organic foods and the advantages that their high nutritional contents have on your long-term health. Okay, so the first thing I would like to discuss with you is what goes into organic farming. Unlike conventional farmers, they use natural fertilizers. They don't use chemicals such as pesticides or insecticides. They manage weeds without chemical herbicides, so mostly natural methods. They feed animals with vegetarian diets, organic feed, and allow them access to the outdoors. They also use rotational grazing, a balanced diet, and a clean housing to help minimize disease in animals. You guys may have seen this label on many products. Items that have this U.S. Department of Agriculture's organic label means that it's produced and processed to the USDA standards, and that at least 95% of these ingredients are organically produced. Since the food environment it comes from are inspected, it comes from sources that can be trusted. Organic farming methods are also generally more eco-friendly. They encourage soil and water conservation and reduce pollution. They also enhance the productivity of crops without the use of synthetic materials and are taking on a more sustainable approach to farming. So not only is it beneficial to your health, it is also beneficial to the environment. Now the reason why organic food costs more is that it is more labor intensive. The farmers put in more effort and time, and they use natural methods. So basically you're paying for the greater quality of the food. Many people also agree that organic food's taste quality is far superior to non-organic food. So now that you have an idea of what goes into producing organic food, I want to discuss with you the harmful toxins that you avoid by eating organic. By opting to consume organic food, you avoid the many dangers that come with pesticides, growth hormones, chemical fertilizers, and toxic pathogens that are found in non-organic products. The EPA considers 60% of all herbicides, 90% of all fungicides, and 30% of all insecticides as potentially cancer-causing. In recent years, there has been an upward trend in the incidence of diseases, especially cancer, associated with exposure to these pesticides. So here's a chart of representative data I found collected by the New South Wales Central Cancer Registry. This graph shows that between 1972 and 2004, the incidence of new cancer cases per year has risen from 323 to 488 per 100,000 people. So this is an increase of just 50% in just 32 years. So the circles here represent the males, and the purple triangles here represent the females. So you can clearly see that there has always been a higher incidence of cancer among males than females. Now I'd like to share with you some alarming facts about pesticides. In an article on pesticides.org titled, "Are Pesticides Hazardous to Our Health?" it states that of the 26 most commonly used pesticides, 9 have harmful effects on male reproduction. And for females, 17 of the 26 pesticides have caused decreased pregnancy success in lab tests. According to U.S. General Accounting Office, only 1% of all imported fruits and vegetables are tested by the Food and Drug Administration for illegal pesticide residues. So not only do we have on those imported fruits, the pesticides that are used in our country while we process the fruit to get them ready to sell in markets. We also have all the unknown pesticides and whatever else other countries use in their farming. So you may think that these chemicals and pesticides are only found on fruits and vegetables, but think again. In eating non-organic meat and dairy, you are also eating the chemicals, drugs, and growth hormones that these animals are given. So I think this gives a whole new meaning to the saying, you are what you eat. In an article published in The Times, a British newspaper, Ron Walrand, a farmer who switched to organic farming 9 years ago, asserts that there are obvious health benefits to our diet if livestock are fed on grass and forage. There are higher levels of omega-3 and beneficial fatty acids in milk, meat, and eggs. And we don't use pesticides, but I'm convinced their use could be stirring up trouble for the future. I don't think we as a society really yet know the long-term effects of pesticide residues. So now that you know the dangers you can avoid, my last point is to share with you the nutrients and health benefits it can provide. Scientific studies have shown that organic foods contain higher levels of minerals, antioxidants, and phenolic compounds. So this is a chart I found comparing 3 different types of vegetables, lettuce, tomatoes, and spinach. It's a side-by-side comparison of the organic vegetables and the non-organic counterparts. You can clearly see that for the organic vegetables, the minerals are much higher in content. So minerals are critical for our bodies to properly function. They help with bone health, body metabolism, and water balance. In an article on greeningplanet.com, it was reported that research conducted at UC Davis found that organically grown berries and corn have over 50% more antioxidants than their conventionally grown counterparts. Antioxidants help to avoid cancer and maintain overall good health. Phenolic compounds protect our heart from cardiovascular diseases and reduce the risk of cancer. People having organically grown food in their diet also have less probability of suffering from foodborne diseases. Your body will also be more resistant to disease as it will have higher levels of essential nutrients to fight off infections. So with these facts, it is easy to see why the organic food industry has grown so much in the past 20 years. So today I discussed organic farming methods, the lack of pesticides and toxic chemicals, and nutritional advantages of organically grown food. And now that you are educated on the many health benefits involved with eating organic food, I hope this will aid you the next time you're at the grocery store trying to make a decision on buying the cheaper conventionally farmed product or whether or not you should shell out the extra money to buy the organically farmed product. Thank you.
Will, what did you think?
Good intro. Thesis was clear. The statistics were pretty much good information to have, I guess. Visuals were pretty good. Bar graphs and the line graphs and stuff. Maybe like if she explained what kind of pesticides they use and stuff, like specifically on the crops and stuff, might have been a bit helpful and stuff. I don't know. Just the whole speech was pretty good, I guess, overall.
All right. I like the quote at the beginning and the statistic that you had that set up the topic, I thought, very effectively. There's a very clear statement of your goal and an excellent preview of what the contents are going to be. For the most part, you cite your material pretty effectively. I did think that there were a couple of places where we needed additional explanation. You had the visual on the cancer rates from New South Wales, and I'm not sure what the connection was to organic farming or organic foods. I didn't think that was very clearly explained. On the chart that you had with the minerals for the organic and non-organic vegetables there, some of it's a little small to see, and the differences, I'm not sure how significant they are. Of course, they're emphasized visually in a pretty dramatic way, but what percentage of daily requirements of those minerals are being supplied by those vegetables. You know, I'm not sure, you know, if it's 1% and so one's got 0.5% and the other one's got 1%, then I can see why it's double, but I'm not sure that it's all that significant. I think you could have used a little bit more information on the cost comparisons as well. I think there's a lot of stuff about pesticides and additives that is largely assumed and asserted instead of proven, but you only have so much time to talk in the presentation, so I don't think that you can cover everything. At first I thought maybe you needed to project your voice a little bit more and that you were doing a little too much reading, but I thought you got better during the presentation. It was easier to hear you, and mostly you were looking at notes when you needed to get key information, so I thought it got better during the speech. All right, thank you.